Let's learn the most common suffixes. A suffix is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word from different words. It's important to know suffixes because they change the meaning of the word. We're going to go through the 4 most common suffixes that account for about 97% of the words that have suffixes. They are ed, ing, ly, and sres. We will look at ed first. The suffix ed is often added to verbs. Verbs are words that show an action. A verb might be walk, clap, smell, or paint. It's something that we do. So when we add the suffix ed, it means past tense, like it already happened. So these verbs would be walked, clapped, smelled, and painted. Now, do you notice that they say different sounds at the end? Walked, smelled, and painted. The ed suffix makes 3 sounds: id, d, t. Let's see some examples. Clean is our base word, and it can be a verb. You might clean your room, but maybe you already did it. It's past tense. Then you would add the suffix ed to make it clean. That makes the d sounds. Now we have the word cook, but you already did that, so the word would be cooked. The sound. Lastly, we have need. If we add ed, then we get needed. Id. Remember, suffixes are added to base word, so although these words end in ed and need would not have the ed suffix, because the sounds before the ed don't make a standalone word. Bed just has a b, that's not a word, and need just had an N and E, that's not a word. Now, another common suffix is ing, ring, and this also used with verbs a lot of the times, but instead of meaning past, like ed, it means present, right now. So here's the base word. So if you're doing that right now, we will add in to say thinking. Let's look at another example. Run is happening right now, so our word will be running. Here we had an extra N because there's a short U vowel. If we have the base word work and we mean it's happening right now, we could add ing and we would get working. Now let's look at the third suffix. Ly, ly. The suffix ly often turns an adjective into an adverb. Let me show you what I mean. Here, the child is sad. Sad is an adjective, and it describes noun or tells us what something or someone is like. When we add ly to verb, we get sadly. So now, sadly is an adverb, which means that describes a verb. So, do you notice how there's an add like an adjective and then the word verb? So adverbs describe verbs. I know that's a little confusing, but here you see that the word went from sad to sadly. The child sat sadly on the swing. How did sit? Sadly. Let's look at a few ly words. Here, our base word is slow. When we add ly, it turns into slowly. How is the snail moving? Slowly. If we add ly to the base word nice, we get nicely. How are they working nicely? Lastly, we have brave. When we add ly, we get bravely. He is bravely climbing that mountain. Our last suffix is the one that you might not have realized is even suffix. It's s and es. When you add SRES, that often turns the noun plural, meaning more than one. There are also times when the word is a verb, and when you add an S suffix, that it means the same as ing, meaning that's properly hypnotized. Then there's also ES, something we add ES instead of just an S to word. We do then when a word ends in S, sh, ch, x, or z. So you would add an ES to words like hatches, fishes, passes, or wishes, because it just doesn't work to just add the S sound. You have to make it is. Let's look at a few other examples to here. We have dog. We want it to be plural or more than one, so we add an S and we get dogs. Dress. We want more than one, so we get dresses. So here's where we add the ES. Because of the S finally, we have toy. We want then one, so we add the suffix S and we get word toys. Now let's check and see how you match up suffixes to make new words. I'm going to show you the base word and tell you what's happening with the word. You name the suffix that you think should be on the word and see if it's correct. Flash. What suffix should we add if it already happened? Flashed. Ed. Plant. What suffix should we add to mean we're doing right now? Planting. If you said plants, it's also correct. Fox. What suffix makes this word means more than one? Foxes. It's the ES because it ends with X. Clear. Which suffix should we add to means that you saw something this way? Clearly. Rare. Which suffix goes with this word? Rarely. Firework. Which suffix do you add to mean more than one? Fireworks. Jump. Which suffix makes it mean you already did it? Jumped. Read. Which suffix means you are doing it right now? Reading. Or reads. Quick. What suffix should we add here? Quickly. Truck. What suffix do we add to mean more than one? Trucks. Loud. Which suffix should we add here? Loudly. Mix. Which suffix means that you are doing it right now? Mixing or mix. Dance. Which suffix means that you already did that? Danced. You should do a little dance because now you know the four most common suffixes which help you understand what words mean. There are more words with these four suffixes than any other. Bye. See you later.